Alright, this is a battle between me and MkMaster95 of GameFAQs.com. So he sends out a Jolteon first. I send out Roserade. He subs up. And I pull off a Toxic Spikes because I figure attacking isn't going to, help me. He might have leftovers or something. And Sleep Powder's not really going to help me all that much. And then he switches out to Lucario, and I send out another Toxic Spikes. So I send out Skarmory as he sets up his Swords Dance. And he Stone Edges me, which should do quite a bit after the Swords Dance. I'm left with 130 HP. I roar him out, and he sends into Salamence. And I know that my HP and that stuff is a little cut off in the corner. I didn't realize that when I was recording it, but I don't think it makes too big a difference. I send out Tyranitar. I figure he's going to Draco Meteor or Fire Blast or something. And I figure I want to set up a Sandstorm, and that Tyranitar's special defense should be enough to, hold him at bay. So I send out Dusknoir, who's my special defender, hoping he doesn't take another attack or anything, but he switches out to Melodic. And we both have leftovers, but he falls into my Toxic Spikes, so he's getting badly poisoned now. And he tries to put me to sleep, but misses. And I use a Nightshade on him. So right now I'll try and whittle him down with the Sandstorm and the poison and all that. And I'm fairly sure after a couple of turns of this that I can get him. So I Shadow Sneak because I figure he'll try and put me to sleep again. So I don't want to be, not do damage before I'm put to sleep. But he decides to Surf me instead. And then he gets hit by the Sandstorm and the poison and all that. So that was okay, too. I take the Surf pretty well. And then I switch back Dusknoir, back to Roserade, because I figure if he does put me to sleep, then, Roserade's got, whatever its ability is, Natural Cure, so that I can switch out and take off the status, or I can take a Surf. Or, if it recovers like it did, I could Leaf Storm. So he sends out Breloom, which, gets hit by the Toxic Spikes, but it's kind of what he wants anyway. So I Leaf Storm on the switch, and I did not expect Leaf Storm to do that much damage. That was kind of a lot, I thought. He gets hit by the Sandstorm, but his Poison Heal's going to recover more than the Sandstorm does. And then I'll use Hidden Power Fire, and I'll finish off the Breloom. Which is good. I was hoping, it would work. I know I lowered my special attacks. I thought maybe that might have been a little bit of a problem. He sends out Salamence, and I put it to sleep with Sleep Powder. And so he's getting hit by the Sandstorm. And I switch out Roserade to Swampert. He sends out Metagross, which is a good switch for me, I think. And he sends out Melodic. I set up a Stealth Rock because I figured I'd have time to do that. So then I switch out to Roserade again. And he tries to put me to sleep again. And a lot of statusing going on there. He switches out to Metagross. And I use Hidden Power because I figured he'd switch out, predicting the switch. So that does a lot. And so I use Hidden Power again and kill the Metagross. And so then he sends back in his Jolteon, which gets badly poisoned. And I switch out Roserade to Swampert. He subs up. And he gets hit by the Sandstorm and hurt by the poison. And then he uses Hidden Power. And I sub up. I guess he used Hidden Power Ice. I mean, I thought it would do more, honestly, to my Swampert. But Swampert took the Hidden Power Ice pretty well. And he Baton Passes over to Melodic, who is hit by the pointed stones, and I roar out because I wanted to break the sub over to Lucario, who isn't affected by the toxic spikes or the sandstorm, and he extreme speeds my Swampert. So I Earthquake him. And Earthquake does quite a bit. And Lucario dies. So now he's back to Jolteon, who gets killed off by entering. And he's back to Melodic. And I've still got my sub up. So he has to surf me to break the sub. And I roar Melodic out of there. Because I want to give Solomons another Stealth Rock on the Switch. And the Sandstorm and all that. And then Solomons is fast asleep, so I roar him out of there. Then Melodic is dragged out and gets hit by the pointed stones and the sandstorm again. So Melodic gets killed by entering. And then Solomons, his last Pokemon's going to come out. And he's going to take another hit from the Stealth Rock. And he's asleep, so he really doesn't have a whole lot he can do at this point. I sent out my Special Defender because I figured he'll do a special attack. And I was hoping Dusknoir could take a better hit than that. But it really doesn't matter at this point. I'm sure I got the game in the bag. I'm just trying to hang on to all 6 Pokemon at this point, so I switch out to Magnezone. And he Dragon Pulses me again, which doesn't do a lot because of the resistance. He keeps getting hit by the Sandstorm, which is whittling down his HP. But then I Thunderbolt to finish him off. So, it was a good game. And thanks for playing. Thanks for watching.